Welcome back to Mommy Meltdown on Giant TV. I'm your host, Steph, and here we are into summer already. I cannot even believe it. And with summer comes travel, and if you've got some kids, you know you're ready to tear your hair out when it comes to thinking about traveling with those kids. So today I thought, you know what, let's tackle this right off the get-go as we get into the summer months. And as I looked around for people to talk about this, I really wanted somebody who had a lot of experience, and I most definitely have found them. I would actually call you guys a bit of a superhero for me, because you truly are you're living the dream, and you're doing it with your kids all across the globe. Welcome to the show today, social media influencers and creators of the vlog, The Go-To Family. We've got Robyn Good and Daniel Babis. Daniel, did I say your last name right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Excellent. Thanks so much, guys, for joining me today. And listen, I really have to thank you because I know you're incredibly busy. You're getting ready in, a day or so to head off on your next journey, your next adventure?
Yeah, basically we're leaving on Sunday at 4 a.m. our house. So today is Wednesday. So we have 3 days we haven't really started packing or anything. So we have 3 days to pack for 5 people.
Where are you going?
So
so first we're going to Taiwan. We fly into Taipei and we stay there for a while. Then we go to Vietnam, and we're almost there for a month. And we fly into Indonesia after that. We're going to go to Bali, where the kids will really enjoy the beaches.
Yes.
And to get back to Taiwan, because that was the cheapest way to get back to Montreal, we were going to fly to Singapore and then to Taiwan.
Wow.
So it's going to be intense.
That is intense. And so much to talk about. I actually have a number of friends who have gone to Asia, and they tell me that with kids, it can be a little bit stressful because it's a long journey. It's a long flight. How do you get through something like just the flight part of it?
Honestly, I don't find the flight that bad.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of parents confuse that, like, the flights that are longer are the harder ones, but honestly, I find the shorter ones, like, for example, going from Montreal to Florida, I find that completely stressful.
Yeah.
And it's only like 3 hours, but I find the one that's like 12 hour plus, and I always tell their parents this, that it's not that bad because the kids tend to sleep.
True.
So, I mean, they sleep, and like once they're there, they're like kind of rejuvenated. So it's like us that are the ones that are tired and no jet lag. And
well, let's start at the beginning. So when you guys met, and you started in the early parts of your relationship, were you both travelers?
Not really, honestly. We met when we were 18.
Okay.
So we've been together for, oh man, I want to stop counting because
a number
it's
of
been
years.
that long. So it's gonna make me feel old if I count the years. But yeah, so we've been together for a while. So when we met, we didn't really have money. We didn't have funds. We were still students, going through. Like here in Quebec, we have CEGEP at the time before university. So we're still going through that. Then we went through university. So we only really started traveling together around 2008, I think, is when we first went to Europe.
Okay. Did you have your kids? Did you have your kids at that time?
Dominican first. I remember that 2007. We stayed in like a really ratty area, but it was so exciting.
Your first trip to Dominican, and just the two of you, or did you have any kids at that point?
Oh, we were just really young, like 19, 20.
And you were bit by the bug, as they say at that time.
Yeah.
We really loved it. Actually, the first time we went to the Dominican, we still have, so what we did is we went on a whole bunch of tours because, when you go to the Dominican Republic, most people just stay at the resort and, they eat, they drink, they party, whatever. They learn how to do salsa and all this stuff. But we actually did a whole bunch of tours because we stayed for 2 weeks. So we went like rock climbing and like sliding in like these water pools and stuff that they had like completely off the beaten path.
Yeah.
And it was actually really interesting. It was really eye-opening in a lot of ways because we saw, like, most people don't see this about the Dominican, but we went to the villages and stuff. And it actually really, like, for me personally, it really excited me to travel more. We still have a CD from that time when we went rock climbing and like diving from all these things. I actually never watched it.
I was going to say, you should go back and watch it and compare it to how experienced you are now as travelers.
It's crazy.
So you've decided
that was 2006.
And so you've decided to continue this adventure with traveling as you've had kids. You have not just one child that you're taking, but you have three girls. And among the 3 girls is a set of twins. How old are the twins?
the twins are 3 years old. They just turned 3 in March, so they're pretty seasoned travel for 3-year-olds. I don't think I'd been out of Montreal by that point.
Have you always traveled with them, like from the time they were babies?
Yeah, we did. It's kind of like a christening thing almost. Like when Ava, our eldest, turned 1, we took her to Italy, and then we took her to Portugal. It was like a 2-month thing too. And then when they turned 1, we took them to Europe too. We took them to Greece and Italy too. So it's kind of like an initiation.
And this isn't just like a week-long trip. Like you're going for extended periods of time when you travel with them?
Yeah. We generally go for the whole summer. So we're lucky enough to be able to work, like on the go.
Right.
So this is why we're able to do this. We're able to travel. So when we're traveling, we're still working. Like when we're not taking care of the kids, instead of sleeping, we're working.
Yes.
But it's only for 2 months, so it's we consider ourselves lucky to be able to do that. But it's definitely something we've been doing. I mean, she was just saying Greece and Italy. Those are our first. If you look at our YouTube channel, those are our first videos, and they are so bad. But like we actually just filmed the whole trip that we went.
Yeah.
And the videos are so bad. But that was the first experience of the girls going anywhere.
And I love that. We got to start somewhere. Is this something that you want to pursue on a full-time basis?
Yeah, this is something we want to pursue on a full-time basis. So we both have like online jobs, but like the ultimate goal is to be able to travel whenever Ava's not in school. So like March breaks, any like 2 day, 3 days she has off, constantly traveling, and continue to travel during the summer. So we're hoping our YouTube and our Instagram account can get much bigger. Hopefully that can sustain our travels, kind of contribute to the cost of traveling with 3 kids.
Absolutely. Sorry, go ahead.
We still do it even if that never happens, because it's very difficult to make money from YouTube and from things like that. Even if that never happens, we do it for fun. Like it's just so much fun to travel and also like for example, I take footage of our travels and we try to package it. Actually, she does most of the editing these days.
Yeah.
So she's anything you see, she's the brains behind that. But even if it never materializes into anything else, at least the kids have a lot of footage. So it's still something, and it's a lot of fun. The kids do love it as well. So it's still a great experience. Yes, of course, it would be nice to be able to, to sustain it through that. But hey,
sure.
Lifestyle, of course, it's a lifestyle above. Like, it would be nice to be successful at, having the YouTube channel, but it's a lifestyle. It's a way of life for us. We think it's very important for our children's development. So that's beyond anything. That's the most important thing.
It's such a big part of it, for sure, is that, you are providing a different element to their childhood, and in turn it does make such a difference with their development. I'm sure visiting all these countries and being surrounded by people and things that they wouldn't normally see here in Canada.
Well, that's it. It's kind of called world schooling. It's like the classroom outside the classroom. It's like the world classroom. So, and it's invaluable. I mean, the things that my eldest daughter knows right now, like her favorite country is Japan.
Wow.
I don't think I knew where Japan was when I was 7.
No.
So
Yes. I'm kind of feeling like my trips to African lion safari with my kids are compared to what you guys are doing with your kids. I love this.
That's my bucket list, so.
We have got Robyn Good with us today, and as well as Daniel Babis, and they are the creators of the vlog, the Go-To Family, actually from Montreal, talking with us on Skype from Montreal today. So one of the things I like to do on Mommy Meltdown is provide tips and tricks, so parents can feel a little less frustrated or anxious about doing some of the things that we're talking about. So do you have any tried and true things that you do with the girls to get them prepared for these trips, or even when you're on the trips?
Okay, so one thing I'd recommend, it's just a way of thinking almost. Okay. Like, to prepare yourself, it's not just bringing along things, it's like it's a way of thought. So you have to know things are not going to go as you plan, right. And you have to be okay with that. If you can't do that, you can't really travel. Anytime we do a tour or we go out to eat, we have to expect that maybe there will be a meltdown.
Yes.
You have to be okay with that. You have to be okay. And if you're okay with that, honestly, it's not very stressful because you set your expectations right. And it's not like it's overall, it's not that one time, it's the whole trip, it's everything. So it's really a psyche you have to have. I think that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
I mean, other than that, tips to avoid like those meltdowns and the things I'm talking about, always has something to distract your children, always.
Yeah.
And I don't mean like an iPad or something like that. It could be something that's like super simple and super teeny, like a teeny, like those party Play-Dohs. And you get, like, if I give one of my girls that, one of my twin girls, like they're happy for like 30 minutes.
Nice.
And so it's anything like that, something small, like those like $1 toys you go to the dollar store,
right.
and it's new to them all of a sudden, and they're happy. So that's one of my biggest tips, I'd say.
It's also having multiple things. Like, that's what we noticed, because kids' attention span in kids, it's not always their forte.
Yes.
So even if you can, like, you know, there's people that like iPads, there's people that don't want their kids to use too much iPads and whatnot.
Yeah.
But even if, say, you have an iPad, the iPad, say you're on a 12-hour plane ride like we're just about to be,
right.
the iPad is only going to get you so far. It's
yes.
only going to be
That's
30
right.
minutes, an hour at
yeah.
most before the attention span wants to do something
it's
else.
True.
So you got to have 3, 4, 5,
yeah.
maybe 6 different
yes. things
that can entertain them throughout the process of traveling or whatever it is you want to do.
That's a very good point.
That's actually something she's the mastermind behind that, because I don't know, I never thought about it,
yeah.
but like every time that she did that, it always turned out okay. Like,
nice.
okay, they're cranky now, let's take this out.
Yeah.
And they play with it, then they get anxious, she takes out the next thing. And it's just brilliant. It works like magic. It's crazy. So
I told you, Robyn, you're more than my superhero, Robyn. It looks like you're a superhero to a lot of people in the house. I love this. So if there is one place that you would go back to with the kids that maybe someone who's watching today would think, you know what, I'd love to do this. I want to live my best life and start traveling with my children. Where's the one place that you would say they should start with?
Well, I think we're going to have a different answer for this. For me, like, last year we went to Thailand and Japan.
Yeah.
And honestly, as you were asking the question, I was like, man, this is going to be Thailand for sure. But now that I'm thinking about it, I honestly think Japan is a really cool place as well.
Is that right?
For kids. It's very clean. People are very friendly and polite. It's very safe. You don't have to worry about safety, which can be a big deal. Yeah. Sometimes if you're traveling with kids, you don't have to worry about that at all. It's safer than here, like no joke. So I would say those two places. I personally really enjoyed Thailand because it was my first experience in Southeast Asia, and it's very different with the Buddhism aspect of it and things like that. But those two countries are both great. I know Robyn is going to say Greece, but I don't want to steal her thunder.
Actually, I was going to say Japan too, but also Greece. So I'm going to get both of them in there. No, I'd say Greece, not Greece in itself, like Athens, but I loved Crete. I mean, it's also special because it was like the first time we traveled with the twins, Ella and Rose, so I kind of have like that special memory with it too. But like the people there are just amazing. Honestly, if I could like take a little ship over to Crete and move there and everyone be okay with it, I would. So
yeah.
For everything he said, I would say Japan too. I mean, honestly, in Japan, you don't really even have to watch your bags. I hate to say that openly.
Wow, yeah.
You always have to be safe wherever you are in the world. But it's just so safe, and it's just, I don't know, people are very courteous, so you never have to worry about someone jumping over your double stroller or pushing your kids out of the way, which tends to aggravate parents sometimes. That's not something that happens in Japan, so it's kind of even though there's tons of people, everyone's very courteous. It's a very well-fined, tuned society, so I'd say Japan for that.
It is expensive, though, so you have to be prepared for the prices in Japan. It's not crazy. A lot of people say it's crazy expensive, prohibitively expensive. I didn't find, it's not, to me, it's not more expensive than here, for example. But it also depends on what you do. It can get really expensive, or it can be just very, very normal prices. Like you don't do things like taking a taxi, which we had to because of our kids, but I wouldn't recommend doing that unless you really have to, because it can be really expensive to take a taxi in Japan.
Okay.
But of course they have great trains, great public transportation, so you don't have to do those things. So if you adjust accordingly, Japan can be affordable. But if not, it can be insanely expensive.
When you go on these trips, when you plan these trips ahead of time, are those all things that you're looking at? Transportation, things that you're going to do, how much things are going to cost, and then, either decide that you are going to do those particular items, or say, okay, that's just a little too much. Let's concentrate more on, like, how long does it take to plan a trip like this?
I'm the planner, so I'm the planner. That's something that I've always enjoyed. That's one reason why I wanted to start traveling. I really enjoy reading travel books and things like that. So I'm really the planner. And when I sit down, we sit down together, obviously, and we discuss where are we interested in going. What would we like to see new? Do we want to go somewhere we've already been? We tend to want to go to new places. And then we look at the general cost of things there. Mm-hmm. The prices of rooms for a family of 5, because that differs a lot around the world.
Right.
For example, in the U.S. and Canada, most rooms have two queen size beds if you want, but in Asia, it's very complicated.
Singulars. Yeah.
Bed. So I have to factor in that cost with a family of 5. So we factor in the costs and the airplane rides, the flights traveling from country to country also plays a big part in our decisions. And then once we determine that, that's how we decide where we're going to go.
Where you're going to go. Well, I have to ask one other question here. What is the bucket list trip that you want to bring everyone on? Is there one trip that you think we have to go there, but it's not going to happen just yet? It will happen maybe as the kids get a little older.
I think no.
What's that?
I think we both know.
Oh, do you? I
think it's the same answer. So Daniel went to India in March. I went, it was actually my birthday, so I went on a Disney cruise with the children and my mom. Okay. But Daniel went to India in March, and I'm insanely jealous, insanely. It's been my bucket list since I've probably been, 10. I've always been interested by India, so we really want to go to India all together as a family. It's our number one bucket list. It just wasn't possible this summer because it was very expensive in terms of airline tickets. So that's why we didn't go. But that was our number one choice this summer.
It's funny because I didn't think she was going to say that, because I know her bucket list is to go see the Serengeti in Africa. That's what she wants to do. I thought maybe she was going to say that. But yes, India is, that was going to be my answer as well. India, because it's just I went there. She went on a Disney cruise with her mom and the kids and everything. And I was like, hey, what am I going to do for 2 weeks by myself? So I'm like, why not go to India? Why not? So
just do it.
Why not? Just do it.
So I went, and I didn't get sick. I had no problems. It was just an unbelievable experience. And of course, she has the videos and everything that she's been watching, so she's really excited. Yeah. And honestly, we would have went there this summer, but as she said, the prices were just $2,000. I think it was for one airplane ride there and back, which is just $10,000 for 5 people. Is a little out of her price range.
Yes.
So we couldn't do it this year, but maybe next time we can catch good deals. We'll be heading there.
I think that everyone can relate to you on the $10,000 plane ticket for sure, Daniel. Well, guys, I think that what we can take away from today's conversation is really the theme of just do it. Just do it. Just go with the kids. Don't be afraid. Start small and work big.
Yeah. Yeah, even if you can just, you can travel anywhere. I'm not just advocating traveling, for 12 hours on an airplane. Any travel is good. Even if you're just going to go to the countryside with your family, it's really about the experiences. It's not where you go, kind of. Right. It's who you're with. I don't mean to sound cliche, but it's true.
But it is true.
It's true. So it's anywhere you can build the special bonds and the special memories. You can do that anywhere almost, even in your own backyard, honestly. So, but yeah, just go, just do it.
We've got Robyn.
I would add that, like, a lot of people overthink travel, in my opinion. Like, they're like, oh, what do I have to do for this? Or where should I go depending on this and that and that? And I, like for me, like, Robyn will attest, I'm very laid back. Like, when she says, oh, you know, you have to be laid back and go with the flow, she learns that from me. Okay, that's not her natural way of being. That's me rubbing off on her. But anyways,
we all have to have a little bit of that, Daniel, though.
It's just how I try to approach it, because especially if you're traveling with 5 kids, but just traveling in general, there will be hiccups, there will be all kinds of things going wrong. So you can't sweat the small stuff, and don't overthink it. Like, a lot of travel is the experience of learning as you go. I think that's the beauty of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we can give all these tips and everything.
Yeah.
And I think tips are great. We definitely look at a lot of tips before we go, but you can never be fully prepared for a new destination.
Yeah. Like, possibly go wrong too.
Like, I read a lot on India, and once I got there, I had a bit of culture shock for a couple of days, which I think is totally normal. It took me a while to adjust. All the stuff that I read was just, I'm like, why is this not coming to me? Why can't I put it in practice right now? I just don't get it. But it took me a while, and then I adapted, and everything was fine, of course. But
fantastic.
I think that's the experience of traveling. You learn as you go, and that's the beautiful thing.
Once again, Robyn Good and Daniel Babis joining me today on Mummy Meltdown on Giant TV. As I said, at the very top, and I hold true to it even more so now. You guys are superheroes in my book. I absolutely love that you are taking every bit of adventure by the tail and just running with it with the girls. And I have to tell you, Daniel, I've looked at most of the videos on your YouTube channel. I loved all of them. I loved all of them.
You're too kind. You're too kind.
I want to come in the suitcase to Asia.
You should come.
I think I should. Tell us, where can we follow on the journey that you guys are on? I know you've got some handles, some social media sites that we can check it out.
So, we're the go-to family on YouTube. It would be like YouTube/C/the go-to family. We are the go-to family on Instagram. We're the go-to family on Twitter, but since I manage the account, it doesn't look quite as good as Instagram, which she manages, so that's my fault. But we're also the go-to family on Facebook. We try to stay active all across. It's a big job.
It is.
But we try to stay as active as possible. But generally, we upload our videos to YouTube, and we do a whole bunch of other content on Instagram. Also, what we started doing recently is I started kind of experimenting with this in India, doing a lot of Instagram live videos. So as we're walking, if people are interested to see a little bit of the behind the scenes of the video, that's what I do on Instagram. So if I'm not like having the big camera on my face, I'm generally taking my phone and just doing Insta Live stories, which I really dig. I really like that.
The go-to family with Robyn and Daniel, travel bloggers and social media influencers and parents that any kid would absolutely die to have, I'm sure. Thank you again for joining me and taking the time with me today. I can't wait to see the video and the pictures from Asia. I'm going to be looking for it, okay?
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you. Thank you
really
so very much
it.
for joining me today on Mommy Meltdown. Remember, you can freak out, you just can't stress out because you had a Mommy Meltdown. Until next time.